lifestyle, so expect to live longer. So next time, spend your money wisely.
Don't buy body, don't buy the
So consider, okay, for those who have money, don't know how to invest, you can consider annuities. This to cover your income needs for this other social welfare. So annuities is something like insurance policy, whereby you get a monthly payout. You pay up for 5 years or what, then after that you don't need to pay, you get every month you draw down $200, $300 or $400 from it, depending on the quantum you pay for. So at least you have a constant so-called payout from you for you can draw up.
Are you sure they guarantee?
Huh?
Are you sure they guarantee?
Yeah. Annuities definitely is a guarantee one because they use. When you subscribe for the annuity, you pay up it. It's something like installment, you pay for it, then later on they return it back to you.
You don't for the money, you receive every month, they don't pay you all
this assuming you already have money. Otherwise you have no money, what annuity?
What scheme to take?
That's why
annuity is paid monthly, right?
Yeah, you have to use either your CPF or use your cash to buy the annuity.
They say you got no money and get $100, $200.
I feel that I have to share with you on this subject so that you all know more about what you mean by inflation. Now, Singapore inflation, the consumer price index. Now, inflation is actually measured against two consumer price index. Previous year versus this year versus previous year. So CPI consists of good 6,600 brand of varieties of items and prices are surveyed on 4,200 outlets throughout Singapore. So actually the basket of items that go into calculating the so-called consumer price index is quite widespread. So the consumer is published every month and each month CPI benchmark against same statistic a year ago. For example, the CPI for June is measured against the June 2001. So the difference between this year and last year's CPI is called the inflation rate, annual inflation rate in Singapore. That's how they measure inflation. Right?
They never include transport.
No. Let me show you. Okay. If inflation, everything calculate, the CPI is this type figure. But if you include rental and car, that means transport and rental, it is called core inflation. Core inflation is higher. We normally base on core inflation because most of us have your own flat or own house and all these things. And most of us take MRT or this, most of us don't own a car by and large. So that's why we always calculate more based on core inflation. So our inflation is 1 or 1+%. Actually it's relatively low. So in that sense,
Healthcare costs. Healthcare costs. That can go under tax. Not inside there. Inside there.
Okay.
Okay, they must only count the common item like Panadol and all these things. How can count operation, all this? It's not every day you have all this.
Some of those items are very expensive, like cancer treatment, all this kind of thing.
No, those are exceptional. Those are not the basic items.
Sinus problem.
Those are not.
So
What is the
why I want to share with you, I want you to understand what you mean by CPI and what you mean by inflation. And then your saving or your money, if you put into the bank or put in the fixed deposit or put into any type of deposit, make sure the interest you able to make or gain is higher than this 1.4, 1.5 or 1%. Then that means your purchasing power of your money is not eroded. If you are not getting more than this percentage, that means the purchasing power of your money is eroded because of inflation. Oh.
Yeah, it's always lower. Bank deposit is always like that.
So next point is prepare for inflation. That's why before we come to this point, I already shared with you by this CPI and inflation. Inflation can eat away at the purchasing power of your money over time. Inflation affects your retirement income by increasing the future cost of goods and services, thereby reducing future purchasing power of your income. Even a relatively low inflation rate can have a significant impact on your retired purchasing power. Even we're talking about 1% inflation, it will also affect your purchasing power of your money. So consider cost of living increases, social security and certain pensions entities keep up with the inflation through annual cost of living adjustment or market rate policy. Choosing investment that have potential to help you keep pace with the inflation and growth-oriented investment, example stock, mutual fund, real estate, security, diversified portfolio can also help you taking in consideration your risk tolerance and financial circumstances. This applies for those people who got spare cash or got extra CPF or what all these things. So when you want to invest all these things, you have to look at this one. Of course, you want to have a return of 4% or 5%, then you have to take higher risk right? So you have to go to the stock market or go to some buy. Some of the insurance company very smart. They package into this kind of single premium insurance, a single premium scheme, whereby they have a protection as well as the saving component, and you are not supposed to touch those type of policy. You cannot withdraw for 3 years or 4 years or something. They tie you down for a period averaging about 4 years or 5 years. So then they give you about 4% or 5% of this thing. Okay, so a lot of these insurance companies they package this type of thing. They call it single premium policy. Why they do that? Because if they want to sell you a whole life insurance policy, they have to do what I call KYC, know your client checking. They have to interview you, fill a lot of form, and after filling a form, explain to you, maybe spend 3 hours talking to you, explaining all the details, and after that have to submit the report to the supervisor or manager to check on your report whether you have done all the necessary KYC procedure. And then everything done already, then you talk to Mr. Client, now you can buy my insurance. Wow! So every policy you have to go through so many details. So most of the insurance agents will prefer to sell you so-called single premium policy. No need to go to so detailed checking. It's more like a saving policy. Single premium policy. So a lot of them are selling. They ask you put 20,000, 5,000 or what, every year ask you sell some single premium policy. So they say, oh, this one you tie down 4 years, they will take out. Never mind, after that you work out, you come to about 3%, 4% better than bank and pay. So they always try to sell you this single premium policy.
Risk-free, and risk capital guarantee or
normally capital guarantee.
Yeah, better than bank, right? What's the downside?
Downside, the company can go bust.
Of course, you don't buy from those companies, buy from people.
I mean, insurance company can go bust, country also can go bust.
Cannot happen.
And then they say, many of the insurance companies, they tell you can get this based on past performance, but cannot guarantee that future performance can follow exactly as past. They say, our projection that you should be able to get this, but they cannot say, if I cannot get you, cannot put me on the chopping block. Cannot. You say, this all depends on business. So, and positive investment for growth. So, investment strategy, asset mix that seeks to balance growth and risk return quality may be the answer. So you should determine and consider maintain and accept things that affect your investment horizon, risk tolerance, and financial situation. So find investment mix with the right amount of growth potential and all this. So this one effectively means, like example, you retire, you can draw down a CPF at 55. Okay, you transfer your CPF, you think CPF give you 2.5% not good enough. You want to have more than 2.5% return, maybe 5% or 10% or 6%. So you want to draw in, then you want to invest, then you have to consider all these factors. How long you want to invest this amount of money to get what type of return, and then you should be able to enjoy those type of interest. You buy into certain policy, sometimes you cannot see the return. The return goes to your next of kin only. That means no expiring date one. Some of the policy no expiring date one. Those become a whole lifetime policy. Then you cannot start it. So you should be able to get those policy that after 5 years sell or after 10-year period, you can draw the money at a regular time, to use it. Just like you draw from your CPF or what you do.
So you say single premium policy, right? Are they part of the endowment?
It's an endowment.
Something like endowment.
Basically, it's an endowment.
But they call it single premium.
Endowment, last time, endowment, they collect you from a regular payment scheme,
Yeah,
over 5 years or how many months, right? Now they prefer to take one shot because you know your CPF got money, take one shot, or you know that you have a lot of money, so they take one time, no need to collect so difficult or long, so straight away your asset already up there. Last time the concept is you build an asset by constantly paying, but you already build an asset so high. So last time they have concept.
They make you pay yearly, a lot of money.
Yearly save on administration cost.
Like 5,000-6,000 dollars. Yeah, then every year just take from CPF 5,000-6,000.
This one they save on admin cost,
Yeah.
Oh, 5,000-6,000 is like that.
No, just I talked to the one girl, they did I met you alright, come makan back. Then the selling means I think twice already now.
Oh.
I take out with that.
1,000.
Listen to me lah.
So finally, don't withdraw too much saving. Don't go to Batam or go to Johor. But go there, just don't take so much money lah. Take enough spend, okay lah.
Hide in your socks.
Our CPF, the ordinary account is not paying us.
Sure, the raise.
The ordinary account is not paying us 2.5% paying us.
So like,
You buy a bond at 2.5%. We are being checked by them.
You have your point to, I respect your view, but when you say you want a higher percentage, you must prepare to take a risk also. You have to consider the risk, whether the risk is worth to take or not. Because if you think the risk is worth for 5%, okay. I thought the first 60,000, what CPF give you 4%?
6%.
4%.
6.
Up to 60,000.
60.
6%, I think, plus.
No, ordinary account, not your life.
Many say 4%.
Yes.
Yeah, ordinary account they add 2% more, so it's 6%.
Up to 60,000 or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
The first 60,000 is not more than anything more than that, don't qualify. So, like our parents, they are more what I call thrifty. When you ask them to spend the thing, they will take a long while to take out the money to spend. Not like our president, straight away take out.
Different. Immediately. Our parents is Lee Kuan Yew well.
I don't have planning. Now listen to you, that must plan already.
No, there are people who believe because of their religion or what. They say the more you spend, the money will come back faster.
No such thing.
Yeah, people believe it.
You ask him, he will tell you more.
So last week,
We go to nightclub services.
No nightclub.
the boy come out, the boy again. What nightclub?
Nightclub.
Actually, I subscribe to the
nightclub. He say
I subscribe to the concept of
Oh, I hear line.
Line club.
I said, you go to nightclub, the more you give, the more
The
you
more you
get.
need, the more benefit.
He does nightclub, he's not getting a nightclub.
I believe I subscribe to the concept that
I
you should so-called.
get the positive.
I already mentioned during the last talk.
The scene is positive.
Part of our so-called retirement journey is that we have to enjoy the journey. Right. Because if you like every time keep don't want to spend so much time because you think you can be up to 100 years then by the time you live up to that, even you got so much money you don't enjoy it or you cannot use it already.
You sleep on the bed.
You taste the food, you won't taste anymore good. You want to watch a movie, your eyes cannot see properly.
You're in travel, you cannot walk from.
The first one is lying on the bed.
Yeah.
For 3-4 years.
Then I see my mom at time feeding to the nose and all these things.
Through the nose.
Yeah, it is really a torture. No?
3 years old, like 4 years.
So that's why I subscribe to this concept. You try to enjoy the journey along the way, and then share your happiness with your friends, with your loved one, with your family member. Don't leave them alone. Bring them along. Bring your mother along. Sing song and all this. Like you got year-end party, you bring her along to eat together. These are part of the journey. Hopefully our children next time will bring us along. So.
Check your handphone. I send you. Is this a single payment?
Huh?
You all your data, right?
I got data, why?
I check the message. Is it a single payment?
Huh? So let me finish first. So after devoting so many years to saving and investing for your retirement, shifting from saving to spending that money. Last time you save money, now you learn how to spend. So you have to spend it without stress. Spend money sometimes is stressful also. So you have to spend it so that it won't be stressful. So you don't have to be the way that you take step leading to and during the 5 steps for your retirement. This some.
So sure, then the what trip? What Mulu trip? What trip?
Oh,
Portugal trip.
yeah.
Going soon, right?
Yeah. I'm going. 27, I'm leaving for
Not
Miri.
going,
But I have to bring 4 masks because now the
Oh yeah,
Miri the haze is quite bad.
all planned but cannot cancel. You can bring the mask there. But affected on the side.
Quite bad.
You see.
Go
Because
for
of-
only photography.
Because of this at this one called South
It's
Borneo.
Malaysia, right?
Huh?
It's Malaysia.
Sarawak, I think.
Sarawak.
Cebu,
But does it affect them?
Which part?
We are going to Miri only.
Miri lah.
Oh, you are.
Miri for sure.
Miri or Mulu?
Miri.
Mulu better, more fun.
We also will go Mulu. So.
Oh, then you go and see what the pinnacles are. Or you walk 14 kilometers. Every day you walk. I went $800. 1 whole trip. And the aeroplane from Johor to Mulu is to Kuching.
Kuching lah.
Asia is the cheapest. It's cheaper than from Kuching to Mulu. Run a small aeroplane. Then Mulu to Miri, then Miri to Miri. Then Miri to Mulu is only 8 person only. It's like more expensive. The smaller the plane, the more expensive. And
Normally 5.
then you hike or walk. That one.
That show you are very fit.
Yeah, we walk like hell. Then after that, one guy didn't wear shirt, carry one gas tank. Wow, huge gas tank. You walk very fast. And then I haven't reached, he walked out already. He wear one shorts and then didn't wear shoe, didn't wear shirt. Oh, one gas tank and tie and walk like that inside.
Yeah.
And he do it twice a week like
Yeah,
that.
they do method.
Oh,
So
shit.
if you go those area, you can engage the so-called the porter lah. You get this porter to carry your barang, then you walk. Simple lah, no weight on your body, easy lah.
They don't know lah.
But now a lot of those jeep, four-wheel drive can bring you down there.
Huh? Oh.
But only thing worry is I go for bring the malaria pills.
Yeah.
Every day I have to eat malaria pill.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty
Then you go out,
Yes,
you
it's
better
not
wear
policy that-
knee cap.
I sent your personal one.
Personal.
See what policy? Is it a single premium one?
This one
Today newspaper.
capital guarantee upon get instant
But is this a single premium considered?
chances are yes.
Oh, looks like it.
Yeah.
They guarantee you some more.
All the bank tie up with the insurance company to promote this type of
Yeah, protection for 10 years. Return up to 3.01 per annum for maturity. Correct, single premium, right?
single payment.
So now they're selling this.
No, they have been selling all the while.
Wow. How they
So any question on this topic today? So I just want you all to be aware of things happening around us, and then of course I'm not trying to frighten you that I also maybe one day also will be landed into one of those homes or
Hospice.
hospice.
Sure not.
Because the number
How
many hospitals where you cannot afford it.
And
Hospice,
hospice like percentage of
population.
Huh?
hospice
Here
like
the figures, how many
Oh,
people are living
oh,
in
means
homes
to die,
and
waiting
hospice?
to die lah.
waiting to die.
Oh, waiting for
Because
that.
if it is very big, it can be very
Hospital
expensive.
expensive.
Why also demand
Then you go to hospital.
Say up
More than
front.
$3,000. More than 3,000.
Actually, your question you know what the government are trying to do is that you notice now at every of the so-called sports hub and all the Tampines hub and all those hub they have almost every other afternoon and evening they have a lot of Zumba all the exercise there now. Because they once they notice the healthcare cost going up, they want to encourage more people to be active lifestyle, so that you have less of this common illness.
Not sure. This one must
Yeah.
do some research.
They have done already. That's why every now and then they encourage a lot of this type of so-called community activities. That's why the other time they give you the what the tracker ask you to do exercise, a lot of price. They want to encourage you to have active lifestyle.
Put on the fan. Put on the fan.
They
More
really
safe. No need to cover blood so much.
Oh man, sick and stick the watch.
That's what the shit they ban. Just put it there, just shit. After you take out.
so these are the challenges facing seniors. I mean, that's why we have to really take care of ourselves to start with. We have to take care of ourselves. Both what your living style, the way you eat, the way you socialize, and the way you spend money, all this you have to really control, have a proper plan to guide yourself. But of course not to the extent that you ill-treat yourself, save so here, save all, but go every time take bus, walk 8 kilometers to visit your friend like that. Then you wasted a lot of time.
Walk 14 kilometers to see a mountain. Because you jialat.
So you try to what I call manage your lifestyle, and then try not to take too much risk, whether in investment or in challenger. Then don't do all those very what jump, bungee jump or what all those extreme sports or those challenging sports. But if you want to do marathon, you still can do. Like I want to go back to marathon camp, but I will first go to check proper heart scanning and test, see whether you can take the stress again. But last time I run maybe 4.5 hours, 5 hours. Now I'm still already. Maybe 9 hours or 10 hours and finish.
So long eh?
Huh? And 42.2 kilometers leh.
9 hours.
Huh? Running. Marathon.
Some people before 42 all the wisdom.
Yeah. But the Chinese sensei, my Chinese sensei friend, discouraged me to continue running marathon. He said that our body is not designed to take this sort of stress. You know, he said Chinese TCM doctors, their training say that our bodies are not designed for this sort of stress.
Yes.
We should do something that is our body designed to handle.
What is that?
Huh?
What is that you suggest?
Mahjong
No. You can do like
Brisk walk.
walking. You can do running or those things, but not marathon.
Marathon too far.
So this one somebody say you need to run to exercise the heart. I say you don't need to exercise the heart. The heart is the last to die. Normally other things fear, the heart never fear. Because the heart exercise every day and night, non-stop. So the heart never fear, it's only the blood clot. But the heart is the last to fear.
And when it fails in it's
All gone. So you don't need to exercise the heart.
If you are 40 years and below, 40 years or up to 40 years, you need to go maybe 1 in 3 years or what?
Once in 3 years.
The moment you achieve 40, I will do every 2 years do one.
Or 2 years once.
2 years one.
But
But you have to what I call, how many can tell you is in the medical field. When you do medical check all these things, you have to specify what are the items you want to check. No, they have a list. They say, okay, you want to, of course they interview you whether your family background, any of your parents or your brothers, sisters or all these things die of this problem, or die of this disease, all these things, or got this heart problem or what problem. So based on those data they collected, then they will recommend you should go for this test. Heart, chest, cancer marker, whatever.
no, actually they come in package. All hospitals say A, B, C, D, E, 5 or 4. The A is the cheapest, the D, E is the most expensive. So E will see a long super list of every checker all that. A is very basic one.
Then who pay?
You pay.
Hey,
I
but
thought the insurance pay.
no. This must be paid, must be you pay.
No, this is a regular medical checkup, not
This
because
one is for your own good.
I thought for you.
You even pay the most expensive, worth it. Because why? You pay the most expensive, everything is also checked, right? Kiasu lah. But you know the answer faster.
Die faster.
I got a friend who got blood cancer. We do blood cancer marker so fast, but eventually he got myeloma. And you must need to get the blood from your blood marrow.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
No.
No, that's
Or different.
no, very
Oh, that's why I say they will interview you to find out what are your family history. From there, then they will suggest you do what kind of thing. Because normally somehow because our cell system if your family got such a problem like cancer or anything chances that your chance of getting it also was same. And also similar type of cancer. You know? So like some lady got breast cancer, the mother or what or your grand auntie. They will ask you to watch out for this one. Chances that the doctor all this will have this problem come up. Because our cells yeah, no. I mean, men you got this type of disease hernia or whatever
Breast cancer, all this.
I mean or lung cancer they will ask you to watch out for this one because chances that you in your family line got this type of problem, you will also have this type of problem.
Colon cancer.
Colon cancer.
Usually 5 years you should go one colon checkup.
If you are not belongs to the very rich people and all these things, then no need to worry too much on all this. Just do the basic one. The more you know,
the more you know, more worried you are. And before
for information, now you can be wiser or smarter. Don't do your medical checkup in Singapore. You can do it across the causeway, do it in Thailand, do it in Chiang Mai. So much cheaper.
But you cannot get your treatment in Singapore. They don't get you cannot get a treatment in Singapore. The doctor want you to do a test again.
Yeah, like you got something wrong, then you find a treatment.
Yeah. Or something.
You see, I kena sympatitis. Every time I see the ENT, 100 over 200, although it's subsidized, cannot claim for medicine, medicine. Cannot, anything cannot pay, you go and pay yourself. And that's why common, every time you visit him, you go and come home. 100 over, near $200. Because it's less than 1,500, you're not covered.
So, just now you mentioned some of the, like example, the what pill, very expensive. No. Dementia pill also. Dementia pill also very expensive.
Your prostate pill also. Sometimes some of the prostate no subsidy.
No subsidy.
No subsidy. One box is $80. Subsidy one box only $2-3 only.
Yeah.
I drop also very expensive.
What?
I drop.
Oh,
Hey, I thought I can get one bottle $1 only. Subsidy. But not same one. Depends on your pioneer or no pioneer.
Yours $80 lot subsidy helps.
I also don't know how they calculate, but those prostate medicine, one box $80. You want, you go to JB and buy cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, is it JB? Yeah, you go JB buy.
Actually, many of the
But need to prescribe by doctor.
last time my mom don't know some type of pills. We go as far as Thailand to buy.
Yeah, Thailand even cheaper.
Is it?
But now the Thai part gone up, so it's more expensive.
That's why last time we go cruise. We cruise to
Yeah.
Phuket and all things. Then landed down there buy. People buy a lot of medicine.
Yeah.
Oh, buy medicine.
Yeah. But Thai, Bangkok, cheap.
Bangkok cheap, right?
Cheap.
Actually, we should take a bus to come back.
Don't like go from holiday.
Buy imitation one and buy faster.
Like those asthma.
Inhaler.
Cheaper.
Where?
Thailand.
Oh.
But now Thailand very expensive because the Thai baht.
Yeah, now 23 22 is 95.
I don't know
Now
lah.
with the
Last
Buy
time
online,
25.
can buy online.
now with the
Oh, we have to come
industrial
Your
industrial revolution,
I check on you.
now cars are use AI, now less accidents now.
Is it?
The cars. All the cars are safe.
You make the same brand.
Yeah, Hong Ming brought out this subject because of AI. Now they design the car, all the safety features and all the things. The car can tell you are about to make accident and stop you. Oh, stop! Don't go forward.
So few die, few die.
Less people die.
People die.
Just few die.
Yeah.
Now they can X-ray, they can see you making our custom,
That time I asked somebody this question. I say, if all the cars have AI and auto drive, then when you cross the road, you don't need traffic light, just close your eyes and walk. Chaos already.
Yok.
chaos. Then the fella don't answer already.
What is
So because there's no danger, right?
Okay. Any question? Not close the day.
Okay.
Thank you. Off ah.
Yeah, now
You want the?
I want my.
Or I send by email to you.
You need the slide. Don't need